Episode 1. The Introduction to Tilapia Farming. Why this fish and what you need to know before you start. Welcome to Farm Fresh Backyard Fish Farm. This series will teach you everything you need to build and run a productive backyard fish farm from the ground up. You do not need prior experience. You do not need a large space. You do not need expensive equipment. What you need is the right information, applied in the right order. That is exactly what this series delivers. By the end of this episode, you will know why tilapia is the recommended starting species for beginner backyard farmers. You will know what tilapia needs to survive and grow. You will know what kills tilapia most often in beginner setups. And you will know exactly what needs to be in place before your first fish enters the water. Follow this series episode by episode, and do not skip ahead. Each episode builds directly on the one before it. Skipping steps is the #1 reason beginner farms fail. Backyard fish farming is the practice of raising fish for food in a controlled system on your own property. The system can be as simple as a single tank in a small yard, or is developed as a multi-tank recirculating operation that feeds an entire household. You do not need a river, a lake, or a large piece of land. You need a water container, a reliable water source, basic equipment, and the knowledge to manage it correctly. This series focuses on a recirculating tank system. That means your water stays in the tank, gets filtered and cleaned, and gets reused. This is the most practical system for backyard use worldwide because it does not require access to a natural water body. It uses less water than a flow-through system, and it gives you full control over your fish's environment. Before you buy anything, listen to this entire episode first. Understanding what tilapia needs before you spend a single dollar will save you from buying equipment that does not match your setup or your climate. Tilapia is the recommended first fish for backyard farmers for 5 specific reasons. The first reason is fast growth rate. Nile Tilapia, which is the species we recommend, reaches harvest weight of approximately 500 grams, or just over 1 pound, in 5 to 7 months. From fingerling stage, under proper conditions. That is one of the fastest growth rates among freshwater fish available to backyard farmers. The second reason is that tilapia is hardy and adaptable. Tilapia tolerates a wider range of water conditions than most farmed fish. This gives beginners a margin for error while they are building their skills and establishing their daily routines. The third reason is a flexible diet. Tilapia is omnivorous. It eats both plant and animal matter and thrives on commercially available pellet feed, which is accessible in most countries worldwide. The fourth reason is wide availability. Tilapia fingerlings are available from hatcheries, aquaculture suppliers, and agricultural distributors in most parts of the world. They are consistently among the most affordable fingerlings on the market. The fifth reason is strong market and table value. Tilapia is eaten and valued in virtually every food culture globally, from the Caribbean and West Africa to Southeast Asia and the Mediterranean. Whatever you do not eat yourself, you can sell. Now here is the warning that comes with all of that. Tilapia's hardiness is real, but it creates a specific danger for beginners. Because tilapia tolerates poor water conditions longer than most fish, it will continue to look healthy while water quality quietly deteriorates. By the time tilapia show visible signs of distress, the water is often already in crisis. Do not let tilapia's toughness become an excuse to skip your water checks. One backyard farmer lost 180 fingerlings to an ammonia spike that had been building for 10 days. The fish showed no visible signs until the morning they were dying. We will cover water testing in full in episode 4. For now, understand that regular testing is non-negotiable regardless of how healthy your fish appear. Not all tilapia are equal for farming purposes. There are over 100 tilapia species, but for backyard food production, you want Nile Tilapia. The scientific name is Oreochromis niloticus. Nile Tilapia is the global standard for aquaculture. For 3 reasons. It grows faster than other tilapia varieties. It converts feed to body weight more efficiently, meaning you spend less on feed per pound of fish produced. And it is the most widely available species from commercial hatcheries and fingerling suppliers worldwide. When you contact a supplier, ask specifically for Nile Tilapia fingerlings. If a supplier cannot confirm the species, find a different supplier. Buying unlabeled or unverified fingerlings is a direct path to wasted feed, slow growth, and failed harvests. When buying fingerlings, ask for fish between 3 and 5 centimeters in length, which is approximately 1 to 2 inches. Fish this size have already passed the most vulnerable stage of early life. They travel better and acclimate to new tank conditions more successfully than younger fry. Request fingerlings of uniform size. A mix of large and small fish in the same tank will result in dominant fish outcompeting smaller ones for food, leading to uneven growth and potential losses. There are 5 core requirements that tilapia needs at all times. Every episode in this series builds toward meeting and maintaining these 5 requirements. Learn them now, because everything we teach from this point forward connects back to one or more of them. The first requirement is water temperature. Tilapia grows best at water temperatures between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius, which is 77 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The ideal target temperature is 28 degrees Celsius, or 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Below 20 degrees Celsius, which is 68 degrees Fahrenheit, tilapia stops feeding and growth halts. Below 15 degrees Celsius, which is 59 degrees Fahrenheit, tilapia begins to die. At 10 degrees Celsius, death is rapid and total. Above 35 degrees Celsius, which is 95 degrees Fahrenheit, tilapia experiences heat stress. Above 38 degrees Celsius, which is 100 degrees Fahrenheit, organ failure occurs, and death follows quickly. Temperature is your most critical variable, and the one that changes fastest. You will monitor it every single day without exception. The second requirement is water quality. Tilapia requires clean water with controlled levels of ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, and dissolved oxygen. These parameters are managed through your filtration system and regular water testing. We cover this in full in episodes 3 and 4. The third requirement is oxygen. Tilapia needs adequate dissolved oxygen in the water at all times. Oxygen is supplied through an aeration system made up of air pumps and diffusers. Without sufficient oxygen, fish suffocate even in clean, temperature-correct water. We cover aeration in episode 3. The fourth requirement is feed. Tilapia requires species-appropriate feed, delivered on a consistent schedule. Overfeeding pollutes your water. Underfeeding slows growth and weakens your fish. We cover feeding in full in episode 5. The fifth requirement is space. Tilapia needs adequate space to avoid the stress and disease caused by overcrowding. Stocking density, which is the number of fish per volume of water, is a precise calculation we cover in episode 2. Understanding the most common causes of fish loss before you start is what separates students who succeed from students who repeat expensive mistakes. The first cause is temperature crash. A cold snap overnight or an unexpected heat spike during the day can kill an entire tank within hours. Beginners in temperate climates who stock fish before installing a heater, and beginners in tropical climates who cover tanks without ventilation are the most common victims. Temperature management equipment must be in place and tested before fingerlings arrive. The second cause is ammonia toxicity. In new tank setups, ammonia builds up rapidly from fish waste. Without a properly cycled biological filter, ammonia reaches lethal levels within days. This is the leading cause of fish loss in first-year backyard farms. The solution is to never stock fish in an uncycled tank. We teach the cycling process in full in episode 3. The third cause is overcrowding. Too many fish in too little water depletes oxygen, accelerates waste buildup, increases disease transmission, and causes stress-related deaths. The solution is to stock at the correct density and never exceed it. We cover this in episode 2. The fourth cause is wrong species or mixed species. Buying unlabeled fingerlings or mixing incompatible species in the same tank causes competition, stress, and uneven mortality. The solution is to buy verified Nile Tilapia from a reputable supplier every time. The fifth cause is skipping the daily check. The single behavior that separates successful backyard farmers from unsuccessful ones is the daily farm inspection. Fish that are dying show early signs. including reduced feeding, abnormal swimming, and surface clustering. These signs are only caught by someone who checks every day. Farmers who check every day catch problems early. Farmers who check when they remember often check too late. Beginners who lose their first stock almost universally report the same thing. Everything looked fine right up until it did not. Tilapia's tolerance for poor conditions means visible symptoms appear late. Build your daily check habit from day one, not after your first loss. The techniques in this series work in every climate and every country. Here is what you need to adjust based on where you are. If you are in a tropical or warm climate, such as Jamaica, the Philippines, West Africa, Central America, or Southeast Asia, your ambient temperatures will naturally support tilapia growth for most or all of the year. Your primary concern is preventing heat spikes during dry season. Make sure your tank has shade cover and monitor temperature during peak afternoon hours. If you are in a temperate climate, such as the United Kingdom, Canada, the northern United States, or northern Europe, you will need a submersible aquaculture water heater rated for your tank volume before you stock any fish. Do not stock fish and then add heat. Heat the water first. Confirm a stable temperature for 48 hours, and then stock your fish. If you are in a climate with varied or distinct seasons, such as parts of the Southern Hemisphere, the Middle East, or inland Asia, plan for both heating and cooling strategies before you begin. Seasonal swings in both directions can affect your fish. Wherever you are in the world, check your local regulations regarding fish farming, water use, and the keeping of live fish before you invest in your setup. Requirements vary by country, region, and municipality. A quick inquiry to your local agricultural authority or fisheries department will confirm what applies to you. Before you move to Episode 2, you have 3 actions to complete. The first action is to identify your available outdoor or indoor space. Measure it and write down the dimensions. This determines what size tank you can install. The second action is to identify your water source. That may be municipal tap water, well water, rainwater, or another source. Write down what you know about it. We will test it properly in Episode 4. The third action is to contact at least one local tilapia fingerling supplier and confirm they carry Nile Tilapia. Do not buy yet. Just identify your source and confirm species availability. These 3 actions cost nothing and take less than 1 hour. They are the foundation everything else is built on. Complete them before you move to Episode 2.